It's easy to discredit someone when you hit them with a disqualifying label, such as felon, mental health issues, whatever you can come up with. And in a society that sexualizes crime and punishment, that loves to have somebody to convict, to hang out to dry, to be a spectacle where they can let out all their anger at other humans on, right? I don't stand a chance. And if it came down to it, you wouldn't either. As everything is built on image and money, and perception is reality. Like, one individual can't beat that. Evidence is irrelevant when you have 30 plus people grouping up together. My rage and what people say, oh, it's mental health, is anger at injustice. It's anger at suffering. It's anger at seeing so many people extorted and victimized, and then the state and other people allow the perpetrator to not only play the victim but blame the victim as well. And this shit is a fucking epidemic. And the police and the judges, the people who are supposed to be that men in black last line of defense, half the time are the ones fucking doing the exploitation themselves, convicting on perception based on whether somebody looks or fits a certain character stereotype. You know, oh, the man has tattoos, short hair, he did that shit, right? Now, I hesitate to say anything in Jequita Harmon Napoli's defense, but sitting up on that stupid ass I studied real hard to get here bench after getting my robe at Party Galaxy, you know, having to witness and hear these testaments and stories of all these dudes doing real horrific, like terrorizing, like, you know, trapping women in their own house and beating on them and doing things to kids. I can imagine, you know, your view and your whole attitude towards the male gender is gonna be fucking distorted. But there's a problem. You're a judge, you took an oath, and every man that comes through there is not the majority. What you're seeing since 2010 is anger, is rage, because all of the evidence, all of everything, you wouldn't fucking listen. You just said, I don't like how this person looks, so I'm gonna disregard anything that he has to say. Now, I was gonna, you know, try to take an easy way, you know, build an exit bag, and you know what, society is fucked up, I got no recourse, there's nowhere to go. But if I do that, then that is trashing everybody who's ever tried to assist me and all of their efforts just to see me, you know, go out like that. I used to think it was selfish of the other people to try to force somebody who was suffering to stay here, you know, to hold them emotionally hostage, to make them feel guilty so that they can't grant themselves an exit. But in this life where everything is selfish and trying to live and survive, if there is another being that's willing to take the time and effort to assist another, you know, selfish virus trying to just survive, you gotta do everything you can to nourish that. You gotta keep that going, because if it's gone, not only does the state win, but it's gonna be just back in the Third Reich, where they're not hesitant. They're not gonna hide behind, oh, I was afraid for my life, so I shot him. No, they're just gonna execute you in the fucking street because you don't like the way they are, because you're not gonna follow the prison construct. So that's another thing, police. You gotta fucking stop, because it's not just me, it's not just Varnell. Like, there's a lot of people, like, who you fucked up and who aren't going for it anymore. Yeah, there's a lot of state and religious indoctrinated people, but You can only steal from somebody so much. You can only take their paychecks for pulling, you know, for going 4 miles per hour and over the speed limit. Like, that shit is fucking ridiculous. Having to answer for court, and then if you don't show up or you miss it or something else happens and you lose your license, which you have to pay for to prove who you are, which is reminiscent also of the Third Reich, where you carry papers everywhere you go and have to identify yourself and prove, because everybody's afraid of everything. Everybody's afraid of this and that. Shit's crime and punishment, more like sexualizing fear. Like, I don't understand. I do understand how religions and the state capitalize and keep you submissive through your fear, but I don't understand how you like it. So you accept and love your own fear so much that you voluntarily relinquish your freedoms and rights for a false sense of safety and security. Now, in my case, right, police don't. Like, you're not gonna stop me from what, if I were to decide to do something, or anybody else for that matter, you're not gonna just be able to stop it from happening. You're cleanup artists. You come in afterwards, if you can get there on time. Then, like, in the protective order shit, like, is that a force field? Really? So what? If my goal was to do what they said, you convicted me saying that I wanted to kill these women, right? Okay. So that protective order is going to do what? Where I just decide to kill these women, right? Exactly. It's a fucking joke. Like, I'm not built like that. I'm mad and I want people to stop doing the shit that they're doing, trying to convict me and trying to make me look bad just because I reject them for had a real bad flashback just then. Holly Moore, her husband died, and then she told me it had been like 2 years, and then it had been a month after he died that we got together. I look like him. I'm the same way with the kids. Like, she got the same dog, like, same everything. Like, I spent a year and a half or however much time pretending to be somebody else. And then when I woke up to the shit and I left, all of a sudden I had protective orders. Like, this shit is sick. And by this point, if you can't understand where the rage comes from, then you're the fucking problem, and you're a fucking idiot. Because it's all right there in front of your face. But if you want to stay stuck on, well, the process and the paperwork and you got to sort it out with the judge later, and and take you there, and come on, guy, just do things, just be calm, and we'll get through this, and you talk about it. Man, listen, I know how this fucking shit works. Like, dude, who the fuck are you patronizing? Who are you trying to get one over on? I'm hip to the bullshit. Like, sweet words and all that is not... You have no power to change anything that's happening, and you're not going to sacrifice your career or your living situation for the injustices against me. Now, you would act like you would in order to get me to come with you, but, I mean, once you have me in custody, you don't have to abide by anything. And judging by my history and it's not luck, coincidence, whatever you have it, like, I don't think I'm gonna have the blessing to run into an officer who's gonna be like, alright, well, even though it's the end of my shift and I'm fucking tired of all these fucking citizens calling me for petty bullshit, I'm gonna take the time to look at this man's evidence and see that he's telling the truth, and then on top of that, I'm going to try to help him instead of incarcerating him and doing exactly what the indoctrination of the system tells me to do. Like, I have no recourse. And I'm not going to go answer again for some shit that I didn't do. I'm not going to kill the women. I'm not going to kill police. Now, just because I'm no longer bound by society's construct, there's still one rule that's paramount, and that's leave me alone and I leave you alone. I'm not going to answer for some more shit that I didn't do. So, don't encroach on my personal space, and it's not going to be a bad day. I don't know how else to explain it, but I do want to leave you with this. If you ever want things to change in this society, there's one song that you need to listen to, Now it's Imagine by John Lennon, or the remake by fucking Perfect Circle, whatever. Societies, religions, flags, groups, sex, labels, everybody identifying with one, making another adversarial. So many people pitted against each other over such trivial ass matters. How the fuck could you ever unite against the Gestapo?